Welcome back to the channel. Today we are at Royal Road Collision where the Subaru was dropped off for paint and body work for the Chargespeed Widebody Kit that we installed in our prior video. If you missed that series so far, we've already done the disassembling of the vehicle as well as installing the widebody kit ourselves. There's a playlist that's going to be linked down below. There's also a notation card somewhere on the screen, so that way you can check out those clips before you watch this video. I do recommend it.
Actually, we got a surprise for you.
I like surprises.
Here we go.
Oh, sick. Damn. Oh, this is looking sick. It's different once you start seeing everything on and together. This is awesome.
I know, right? It looks awesome, right?
Yeah. Here with Eric at Royal Road Collision. He is the hands-on guy that has been taking care of our Subaru widebody project. We've kind of been collaborating, back and forth to really dial in this kit and make it look as best as possible once it gets out of paint. So I'm gonna let him discuss what we've been doing behind the scenes, what he's been doing when I haven't been here, maybe some things that he's ran into that maybe were some issues.
Yeah, so I start at the beginning with the end or the rear end. So in this case, we want to lift the kit so we could remove it or install it any moment or any time that you want. The main issue or is the scary part that I have is like in the past I did a lot of body work like this. The parts was really bad, so in this case, as soon as I start working on the car, see how it fits, everything was almost fit everything properly. So the only thing that I started like doing on the rear end was trying to match all the lines and try to lift everything straight and even everywhere, so everybody can look the car and it's like, oh, it's really even everything. So we did some brackets right here so it gets really hold the bumper, so it's not gonna be in the freeway like this, and
yeah,
you're gonna look on the rear
view and you just see
bumper.
stuff. Yeah. So we were really focusing on serviceability, as he was mentioning. Working on cars, you never know when you're gonna need to take things apart. We want this to be as easy as possible to take apart, which is why we didn't do a molded style kit and that we are doing the classic like rib nut hardware. In addition, we want the lines to look as perfect as possible. We want it to almost look like it was supposed to be like that from the factory. So far, he's doing a great job at that. This kit looks sick, and it hasn't even gone through like the final body stage. They still got to do all that. And you were saying that this kit's a really good quality compared to other kits. Totally. Which is awesome.
If I have a car like this and I want to do something like this, 100% I buy this, man, because it's less headache than any kind imagined.
Yeah. So I guess the real question is, how good was my body work when I brought it to you? Because I'm not a body guy, and this was, as you guys have kept up with the series, I kind of did most of my side of the install before we brought it here. So what do you think?
From 1 to 10?
If you would, yeah, 1 from 10. 10 is like a professional body guy, and then 1 is this guy. What is he doing?
Man, I think like between 7 and an 8.
Oh, you heard it here first. Yeah. I'm about to put this guy out of business. I'm just kidding.
Don't worry, man.
Awesome. Coming to the rear, one of the things that they did as well, this was actually their idea. So this kit came with some silver hardware, but obviously they want it to match. They want it to look good, so they're going with, I believe it was black hardware, right, to really match, and it doesn't stand out as much as what it normally would. They're gonna match both sides. We want symmetry, so we want the driver's side to be the same as the passenger side. And what's really cool too is they went to the lengths of jacking the wheel up to see the range of motion to make sure that there's no interference with the quarters and the fenders. Obviously we don't want to be hitting bumps and then boom, the whole kit blows off.
On the front, well, what we tried to do the last 2 days, well, first I tried to make even all the gaps between the fender and the hood, both fenders with the doors. Then I start working on the front bumper. The only like main issue was the brackets of the headlights, because it was like really tight, so it doesn't let the bumper sit all the way with the fenders. You see guys, it's really even, all the lines. So we remove it from now, the brackets, but probably we're gonna use it just to hold some bolts of the top of the bumper.
Just to kind of give you guys a better example of what he's referencing, with these headlights here, there's a factory bracket that sits underneath. On a factory bumper, this would kind of prevent bumper sag from this drooping down. In this case, that bracket interferes with the motion of how far this bumper can go in underneath of this headlight. We got rid of that bracket altogether. There's still some minor adjustment that'll be done to the headlight, just again to dial in the gapping, but there's no, this bumper is not going anywhere. It's perfectly mounted everywhere else. So we got rid of that bracket. If we can find a way to reuse it, I'm sure we will, but I don't think at this point it's necessary. They're doing a great job as far as the front goes. We do have the carbon fiber front lip option also. They've already mounted this. It looks really good with the bumper. And then there's some secrets that's going on. We got some cool stuff in the works for the paint. I'm excited. Yeah. Some specialty areas that are gonna look a little bit different than the rest of the car, but we can't spoil that quite yet. You guys are gonna have to wait until we do the paint reveal, which should hopefully be in a couple weeks, I think. Yeah. Probably by the end of the month, safely we'll assume by then. We'll be back up here and we'll get to see this car in one color, we'll say for now. Yeah. So I'm here with Sebastian. Sebastian is the head honcho that helped get us situated with bringing our car here and really dialing everything in. Sebastian, my question is, when you guys are ready to lay paint, what's the first step here? What's the first thing that you guys take care of?
So basically, let's say that, for example, your paint, it's a 3-stage, right?
Mm-hmm. So stage 3 paint?
Yeah, exactly. So basically we have to use like a base coat first, right? And after that we start adding what it's going to be the color tint, right? That's okay. Let's say that that's going to be the second step of it. So now that we already put the color tint and we finally like the color and it's the closest one that you want on the car, then we add what is going to be the third step, that is going to be the clear coat, right? But like I told you guys, the clear coat is going to be something really special also, that it's going to add more flakes on what it's going to be your paint. It's going to make sure that it's all shiny, and also you're going to make sure that you can buff it, color sand it as much as you want, and you will never have any problem, right? So after we have the paint right here, and with the color chips that we have here, we have the coat, we mix what it's going to be the paint. Let's say that for example, we grab all the materials right here and we start mixing it right here to make sure that it's going to be the same amount. As you can see guys, I have it right here all prepared for another paint that I'm going to do in a little bit. So once it's all filled up and finished in the right amount, everything is going to be fine to throw to spray the paint.
And then as he was mentioning, they use a very high quality thick clear coat to make sure that you're getting longevity out of this paint. Initially we were going to do a candy color paint, but it was recommended that we shouldn't do that, which I've heard from other people too. It just doesn't last as long. It looks great for a little bit, but then you start to lose some of the quality of it over time. And the biggest thing is let's say that in the future we get any type of little scratches and stuff like that, as Sebastian mentioned, you're able to buff that out, and you're not going to lose any of that clear coat that's there. Basically it's so thick that you have a huge error margin basically, so if anything happens you're good to fix it. So if you guys do need any paint work, as Sebastian mentioned earlier, please bring your car to Royal Road Collision. They're located in San Bernardino, California.
You guys can go to www.RoyalRoadCollissionCenter.com. That's mine.
Awesome. So I'll leave a link to their website in the description. You can call, ask for Sebastian. Eric is probably in the back painting my car, and he doesn't want to talk to you quite yet, but they'll get everything situated for you guys. They're going to give you a really good quality paint job, and you're going to have to stay tuned for the reveal. It's coming soon. All right, guys, we are back at the house. It was rough. Traffic was long. It's a very long drive back and forth from the body shop. I think it's like an hour-and-a-half drive. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We are not going to spoil the paint reveal yet. I know you guys are looking forward to that. I teased it a little bit, gave you guys a little room for your imagination to go crazy to figure out, how this car is gonna look. What wheels do you guys want to see on this car? Right now we're running the WRX CR Kai 18 by 9.5 with a plus 38 offset. That wheel was perfect fitment for the stock body. We were, and we still are, on coilovers. I'm debating on going on air suspension. I'm not sure if I want to go that route or not yet. So leave me some feedback down in the comments. I'm very curious where you guys are at with this car and what you think. I read every comment on every video. I always try to respond to you guys. So that's the best way to leave me feedback and really have, your your opinion heard. So we might go air suspension. There's a couple different wheel options that I have in mind. I'm still kind of battling back and forth on what I want to like set with. A lot of these wheels have some pretty hefty lead times as well, which if you've ever bought aftermarket wheels that are coming from Japan, most of the time, unless it's like a very sought after specific spec, no one ever has them on hand. You're usually looking at anywhere from an 8 to 12 week lead time at the very least. Time frame, we should hopefully see this car out of paint probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I mentioned this earlier in the video. The little bit of body work that they have left is literally just fine tuning the kit, making sure all the gapping is right, making sure everything lines up exactly how it needs to. We want this to be as OEM looking as possible without it being molded to the car itself. It is using like rib nut, kind of like beauty hardware, like most people do on a wide body kit. And that is because we want to have the ability to take the kit off just in case I decide to take it to the track or anything like that. Which also brings me to my next question. What do you guys want to see me do with this car? I don't think it's anywhere near being done per se, but I don't know. Do you guys want track content? Maybe we can drag it. It is a full bolt-on car on E85. It's making 420 horsepower. It's a fun car to drive. It's all-wheel drive. It'll probably break, but I'm down. I'm down to do whatever I can to have fun with this car and give you guys some sick content. If you guys aren't tuned in, aside from this Subaru, we do have another car, which is the Mark IV Veil-Size Supra. A lot of you guys love that car. There is more content coming for that car, so stay tuned. You're gonna want to subscribe right now if you have not done it already. Leave a like on the video. Let me know if you guys enjoy this content. And again, I'm listening to your feedback. I hear you, so let me know what your guys' thoughts are. My current upload schedule is going to be at least once a week. That's the bare minimum. I have a lot of content planned for you guys, so let's aim for that once a week mark. Subscribe. Let me know you guys are enjoying these videos. I'm gonna maybe push out 2 videos. Who knows? The only way to find out is by subscribing. It's been real. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one.